So today we're going to prove that the derivative of e to the x with respect to x is e to the x from first principles. So we know that the derivative of e to the x from first principles is the limit as delta x approaches 0 of e to the x plus delta x minus e to the x all over delta x. Now using our power rules we can split this up into the limit as delta x approaches 0 of e to the x times e to the delta x minus e to the x over delta x. And now we can factorise in e to the x here, and we get the limit as delta x approaches 0 of e to the x times e to the delta x minus 1 over delta x. So we can now take this e to the x outside the limit, as we know it doesn't affect the limit. So the limit as delta x approaches 0 of e to the delta x minus 1 over delta x. And now we're going to make a change of variable here, and what we're going to say is e to the x minus 1 equals t. And now that means that delta x equals ln of t plus 1. And we also need to note that as delta x approaches 0, we're going to get e to the 0 minus 1 equals t, which is just 1 minus 1, so that equals 0. So as delta x approaches 0, t also approaches 0. So this is the same as e to the x times the limit as t approaches 0 of t over ln of t plus 1. Now I'll just clear this. So this is the same as e to the x times the limit as t approaches 0 of 1 over t ln of t plus 1. And now this is the same as e to the x times the limit from as t approaches 0 of, we're going to use the power rule to raise t plus 1 to the power of 1 over t. So this is 1 over ln of t plus 1 to the 1 over t. Now, we know that e is defined as the limit as n tends to infinity of 1 plus 1 over n to the n. Now, if we make a change of variable here, and we say h equals 1 over n, then as n approaches infinity, h will approach 0. So this limit is the same as the limit as n approaches 0. Now, 1 over n is h, so this becomes 1 over h, and n is 1 over h. So this becomes the limit as h approaches 0 of 1 plus h to the 1 over h. Now what we see we have here is 1 plus t to the 1 over t. And so this becomes e to the x times the limit as t approaches 0 of 1 over ln of e, because this thing here will just become e. Now 1 over, ln of e is 1, 1 over 1 is 1, and so this just becomes e to the x. And we're done. That's all for this video, thanks for watching. If you have any questions or video suggestions, leave them in the comments below, and if you want to see more content like this, subscribe now.